The next update that we have for you is about Ahmaud Arbery. Some good developments in this. Actually, we've got some breaking news on this today. So a grand jury has officially indicted all three of them. We've got indictments that came across the board today for Travis McMichael, Greg McMichael, and William Roddie Bryan. They got malice and felony murder charges. And so that's good news. They were arrested and they were prosecuted. I think they filed a direct complaint, and that has since gone over to a grand jury, and the grand jury officially indicted them as of today. And so they've been formally charged with malice murder, 4 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and criminal attempt to commit false imprisonment. So, of course, that's something I've been advocating for here. One of the most controversial Watching the Watchers episodes that I did was on Ahmaud Arbery, and people were all, we're all kind of upset on both sides. Some said it was justified, some said totally unjustified. We did a very deep dive analysis on the letter of the law. We looked at all of the statutes. We said that there was no citizen's arrest that was even feasible under the law and under these facts, and therefore they should all have been arrested and charged and indicted. And they were. So that is good news. We do not want roving bands of, ex-law enforcement people chasing people down through the neighborhoods and then shooting them. That is not the America that I want to live in. I presume it's not the one that you want to live in. And it's not it's not what the people of Georgia wanted to live in, because when they heard the facts, they indicted these guys. So here we have another breakdown of it. Gregory McMichael charged with felony murder. Travis McMichael charged with felony murder. William Roddie Bryan. This was the one I was a little bit, questioning. William Roddie, if you don't remember, this was the guy. So Travis and Gregory, they hopped in their car. They chased Ahmaud as he was running down the street. They did a U-turn and they blocked him. William Roddie was the one who was the neighbor who arguably wasn't as involved as the other two. But, once you sort of saw what happened there, he actually blocked his car, which I think leads to the false imprisonment charge, illegally using a vehicle to confine and detain Ahmaud. And so evidence was found that Arbery was boxed in by both McMichael's and Bryan's pickup trucks. Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the agent testified that the gunman, Gregory McMichael, said a racial slur as Arbery was dying, which is news to me. That was something that that I had not seen up until this point. Some specifics, actually. It says the shooter, McMichael, allegedly uttered the words effing N-word as he was dying on the ground. They which is, without words, you can't even, as you shot somebody in the chest who you chased down, you utter another swear word there. So, fortunately, Georgia approved a hate crime bill. We'll get there on the next slide. But first, the defendants face a minimum of life in prison. So George, Travis, and William, they're all charged with felony murder, which means they're all facing murder charges. Felony murder is a kind of a special category of murder. If you're involved in a felony and somebody dies in the commission of the felony, you get charged with murder for that. So even though Travis was the one who actually pulled the trigger, Gregory was also charged with murder, and William Roddie Bryan was also charged with murder. So that's how that works. Special prosecutor Jesse Evans said that Arbery was chased, hunted down, and ultimately executed. And I agree with that. The position here has been pretty consistent on it. I went through the statutes, went through the facts, everything else that everybody was coming up with in terms of their arguments, I think, has pretty much been debunked at this point. All of the prosecutors now who are involved decided that charges should be filed, and they've been indicted, and they're moving forward with the charges. If you remember from our previous show, it took them months, like 2 months, before they even filed this thing. It got kicked around between 2 and then 3 prosecutors, and it was not something that they wanted to do. If this video had not leaked, if that guy and that defense attorney had not leaked the video of the Ahmaud Arbery shooting, I think this whole thing would have been whitewashed. We would have never seen anything about it. It would have never made the news. But the video is what brought it to light, and I hope there's some more repercussions. I hope there's more repercussions not just for Gregory, Travis, and William, the people who killed Ahmaud, but the prosecutors who tried to whitewash this case. The fact that they are still employed and prosecuting and they're not being investigated, maybe they are, maybe their superiors are doing something about it, maybe the state bar is doing something about it, but these guys had the same evidence that you and I have. They had the same evidence that Special Prosecutor Jesse Evans has. They had all of the same evidence that the grand jury saw, and the grand jury just indicted them on all of that stuff. So how is it that 2 or 3 prosecutors sat on this thing for months, and it wasn't until their hand was forced that they decided to take some action? How did they get away with that? I think it's the blue line. I think it's the blue shield. As you recall, one of the McMichaels used to work there, used to work for this county as an investigator and as an officer. So when he was involved, he got the benefit of the doubt. They tried to protect him. They lined up. They circled the wagons. They implemented the blue shield, and he didn't get prosecuted. Not until the video leaked out did anything substantive happen, which is a damn shame.